Guess what? Our second guest is here. Welcome to Soho Radio, international dominatrix, and BB does Soho's empowerment coach, Ms. Madam Storr. How are you?
I'm good. I'm actually kind of tired.
Why are you tired?
Because last night I did an amazing event with this lady called Orsa.
Yeah.
Amazing. She does a dating agency, but with a twist. So she actually finds people's kinks and relates them together. So we always speak about, okay, like how do we introduce kink into a relationship? What do I say to my partner that I've been with for 20 years?
Yeah.
And you know what I always say, BB? Be honest right at the beginning. Tell your partner what you're into so you can avoid this.
Yeah.
So her agency is all about having people that have different desires, different kinks, and matching them together.
I'm all about this.
Should I give you her number?
Well, you know what my kink is.
I'm not too sure. I mean,
What do you think my kink is?
Well, you did refer to me as a patient just now, so I thought, doctors and nurses. I mean, I don't know. Could be anything.
Just looking at me from the few times we've met, what do you think my kink is?
Chocolate.
Thank you for those chocolates the other day. They were so
Did
delicious.
you enjoy them?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Did I
my
share
God.
them? No.
Good.
In bed on my own.
Good. I was hoping you wouldn't. I mean, you shared your champagne.
I
That was
know.
good enough.
I know. Yeah, I regret it.
Did you?
Yeah, I hate sharing. My kink is, I think sex is disgusting.
No, you don't.
Yeah, it's revolting.
I don't believe
Yeah,
you.
me and producer Nick don't have sex anymore.
Anymore? When did it stop?
I wasn't aware that it ever started, but she lives in this fantasy world where she believes that I have affection for her.
Oh, Rachel's
But you
here.
are sexy with those lovely blue eyes of yours.
Okay. Oh, here she goes. Here she goes.
She started already.
Started already. She announced the other day that she'd been flirting with me the minute since we met.
Yeah. How could you not know?
No, I didn't know. I just sweat when I'm right near you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting. What else do
You are
feel?
on the radio.
Oh, so sorry.
Tell me later.
So sorry, everyone. How did you get into the world of empowerment? Were you a Dom first?
Kind of. I feel like the word empowerment doesn't mean when did I officially become an empowerment coach? I feel like anyone can be empowering. I think that we all have a responsibility to inspire others, regardless of what your career is. So I would say ever since I was young, I was always one of those girls who made other people feel great about themselves. I always saw the good quality in an individual. And I guess it's a gift, I could always pick up when someone was nervous or wasn't very confident within their skill, and I'd always be like, oh my God, like you're amazing, like you can do it. And I come from a really strong entrepreneurial background, so my father was such a great influence in my life. He always taught me the power of my mindset, believing in myself. So I guess that kind of rubbed off when I used to speak to my friends and help other people. But then becoming a Dom, it allowed me to express myself, and I would say that is where I found my sexual confidence. I was always very sexual, but becoming a Dom allowed me to express and explore that part of my personality. But most importantly, it was the only place that didn't judge me. So growing up, being tall, being quite developed from a young age, and being sexy, it wasn't a good thing. It was kind of...
It was too much.
It was too much. And it used to really upset me because I couldn't control it. I couldn't turn it off. So some women, they can turn it on and turn it off. For me, I couldn't, because it was just who I was, and I was young and I didn't quite understand it.
And so you were getting attention that you didn't really want,
Yeah.
or just really the responses from men and women?
From men and women.
Yeah.
I found that friends would say things in joke, be like, oh no, don't come around because my boyfriend's here. And that used to really upset me because I would never date someone else's boyfriend or husband or come on to anyone like that, unless it was that type of party.
Storm for all season.
Yeah, well, you did ask,
I did ask.
You did ask.
Yeah.
Where was I? So so things like that, or people finding me intimidating, kind of really upset me. I mean, you've met me a couple of times. I'm the least intimidating person ever, unless you're in my dungeon. That's a whole another ball game. But growing up, it really used to. Don't start,
I can't
really.
stop.
Trying to have a serious conversation
I
here.
can't stop. Don't get a profile pic, please, Astrid.
Get her.
Don't get my profile.
I have my beautiful photographer Astrid in the house. I've been teased already saying, oh, Madam Storm, you always have your own personal photographer following you
Well, I was
around.
watching when you came in, because while Kim was here, our previous guest, you sort of drifted in and I could see you through the glass and you were being followed by Astrid taking pictures, and then you were posing outside the studio. And I just think it's fantastic. Wherever you go, it's just captured on film and video and
Yeah, do you
pictures.
know why? It's not from a vain point of view. It's from like, oh my God, this is happening. And I just want to share it with everybody that has been supporting me. Because I've worked really hard to get to where I am at the moment. Not just in a business sense, but being myself. Because I had so many other professionals. You know, I've had people that wanted to be my manager. I've had business meetings with marketing people, PR people. And they're like, don't let people know that you're a dominatrix. You know, maybe curb your swearing a bit. Change up your pictures a bit. I remember I had one meeting and they wanted me to have one of those typical coaching profile pictures, you know, to the sides, chin down.
Just a pen.
Yeah.
Actually on your, yeah, that's you.
And you know what, when I first started off coaching, that is what I did. You know, I did the hairstyle that I thought was acceptable. I dressed how I thought a coach, you know, should dress. And I was like, I can't be that person. I deserve it to myself, and people who are going to be inspired by me, I want them to be inspired by the truth.
And what's the lesson? Since you've become yourself, it's kicked off.
Oh, yeah, and it's freedom.
Yeah.
Absolute freedom. Imagine living a life where you're just yourself. You know, nothing can crumble my business unless I do something to crumble my business. So no one can come from the outside and be like, oh, well, did you know she did this? It's like, well, yeah, honey, everybody knows that. You know, so it's a level of freedom, and it's a level of empowerment. You know, you can be successful. There's a saying that says, you can put your ladder against the window, but you don't put it against the wrong window. So both ladders will go up to a window, but you want your ladder to be against the right window, right? So I feel like so many people who are successful, or what we deem to be successful, are still unhappy. And the reason why they're unhappy is because A, they're not doing what they want to do, and B, they don't have that level of self-confidence to be themselves. So they almost feel like they don't deserve it.
I love all this. This is why you're our empowerment coach.
Yeah, do you know what? I didn't actually announce that I was Soho's radio empowerment coach. I didn't know if I had the green light to do it or not.
Yes.
I mean, producer, I was expecting some, you know, like drum rolls, some jingles.
I know we
Hang
should
on,
make
just
you
have a
one.
little sip of
Yeah.
coffee. Can't you just sing something? Make something up,
No.
producer Nick. Come on.
No, I'm all about preparation.
It's all about prep.
Yeah.
It's all about prep. I need to say something.
Come on.
I'm really tired.
Not as tired as me, babe.
We're all tired.
I
We're
got
all
home at like
tired.
1 a.m.
No, you look beautiful and tired. Doesn't
Aw,
matter.
thank
I really
you.
want to talk about the Dom thing just a bit more, just because I'm so intrigued by that, because that's kind of driven everything forward, you know. In your, so, did you always know that you were into that? When did that develop? When did you become a Dom? How did you do it? What was that route?
What happened was...
How old were you?
Oh gosh. Well, I've been a Dom for over 11 years, so, and I'm 35 now.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're so young.
Thank you,
Alright.
darling. Thank you. I'll tell you my secret later.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know if it involves the protein. I think it is. I don't want to know.
Baby, behave. It's daytime radio. Let's get serious now, shall we? So when I became a Dom, it was a very organic kind of journey. I was always surrounded by escorts, strippers. I even tried pole dancing once, and I loved it. But what I didn't love is that when the men come in, you have to then all hurdle to the guy. And I used to be like, first of all, God damn, have you seen me? You should be paying me to look at me. I shouldn't have to come over to you and like be like, oh, do you want to dance? You know? So I didn't last very long, but I loved it. I absolutely loved it. You know, I love being sensual and I love being sexy. I think that the feminine divine power is at its highest when you're able to unlock that part of you. It's just absolute freedom for me. So, and I did that very young. And then, you know, because of the girls that I knew and stuff. And then one of the girls was like, you know, I'm doing this dungeon with my friend and, you know, we're going to become mistresses. And back then, it wasn't like now. We didn't have shows about mistresses or radio shows about dominatrix speaking about what it was. So I never knew what it was, but I was intrigued and I was open to it. So I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't want her to know that I didn't know. right? So I Googled and I found a few things. And I met this lady, this beautiful, white, middle-aged lady, and I went to her home. And it was magnificent. And I think because I got a good introduction to it, I think that's what really started off my career in a positive way. So I met her, she invited me in, and we walked up these stairs. And as we came open to her living room, there was a guy standing there with a silver tray, glasses, and champagne. So I thought, you know, but I thought, well, maybe that's her thing. It's, you know, she lives in a beautiful house. Maybe he's just there for her entertainment. So she said, you know, have a seat, and we sat down and we spoke, and she educated me about not just being able to stimulate someone through your body language, but the mind. So we had such an in-depth conversation about psychology of the mind. And for such a young person, she felt that I was good enough, you know, because back then it's a very tight circuit. I don't know how it is now, but when you're a high-class dom, not everyone could just, you know, come in. And this woman invited me into her home. So, and she had hundreds of books. And she literally went through all these books about what is a fetish, why people like kings, and what does it mean to own your sexuality. And I thought, this is absolutely amazing. I was really intrigued. So she goes, you know, this is my pet. Would you like a glass of champagne? And the guy came over and he goes, madam, with his head down. I said, ooh. You know, I've got a bit of a flip. I was like, oh, I like this. But I didn't know it was power. Yeah, I just knew that I liked it, and he poured me my champagne. And she goes, would you like to come down to the dungeon to see how we play? Now, my mind is going wild, because I'm like, dungeon? What kind of dungeon is it? What is a dungeon? Oh my God, what's going to happen? And then...
Are there snacks?
Are there snacks?
That's your first thought, was that?
Yes.
And so I go to this dungeon, and this guy disappears. Then when you go to the dungeon, he's in there butt naked. But he looks completely different, right? Because before he had like a suit on and, you know, looked like a real gentleman. And then there he was, butt naked. And it was like a dark room, but it was like a tint of red. And there was whips everywhere. And there were dildos. And now I know strap-ons, you know, I didn't know what it was then. And I was just like, oh, what is this? Can I swear? That's why. Okay, so I was like, holy shit. What is this? But I wasn't nervous. So then she started to flog him, and then she goes, feel free to get involved. And I was like, okay. And then I just naturally got involved with it. I can't tell you how. I feel like certain things...
You found your place.
I found my place. I think certain things are a gift. I think that, just like an artist, like, you know, my partner, you know, Mr. Marcus, he's an amazing artist, but he's never been to art school. Some people just have it.
Yeah. Not
to say anyone's more talented than someone who goes to art school and gets trained, but I just feel like certain people just have something that's embedded.
I love this. This is so for you, the dom role is psychology and power over sex.
Oh,
for you.
Absolutely.
Is it a sexual turn on for you?
Definitely.
Oh, it is?
Definitely. But you don't have intercourse with your clients. Okay, it's about the sexual pleasure that you get by being stimulated mentally. Because if you think about it, on average, anyone can get laid, but not anyone. Well, BB, we still have to work on you, my darling.
Have to work on you, yeah.
But anyone, you know, on average can get laid. Yeah, but
on average.
On average,
I'm taking it. It's fine.
I got to throw it in there because I don't want anyone to feel excluded, right? But to find someone who gets you, BB, who can just feel you, who can make your hair on your arms stand up without even touching you. You know, is that paying that close attention? Stop it! And seeing you, you know, like looking into your eyes. I'm known as a central mistress. So I'm all about mind play and mind control, especially because I come from the background, you know, I'm a clinical hypnotherapist. So I love the whole taking the mind for a journey, you know, where you can feel me without me touching you. The great example of this was when I did a tour in Berlin a few months back. None of my clients spoke English, like literally none of them. But the girls there were amazing. And in Berlin, they have working houses. In England, we don't have that. It's against the law. But I think it's so great that they have this in Berlin.
And I bet they're safer in
Berlin.
Berlin.
They're safe.
Yeah.
And can you imagine waking up and be like, I'm going to work, and you got your thigh-high boots on, you got your badass latex leggings on, And then you come in and you see some other badass chicks, you know, in their latex, and they're like, hey girl, and it's a great environment to be in because they tell you about clients, they can share information. If they've had a bad client, they can say, look out for this one. It's amazing, and it's a real female empowerment environment to be in.
I love how you've taken all that and that experience and what that's done for you and what you know that can do for others, to others. So I had the pleasure of going to Storm's How to Strut class. Oh my God, it was so brilliant.
Thank you.
I hate people.
Yeah.
You know that.
Except for me. You love me.
I love you. And I don't like being in crowds of people in terms of, like, you know, a learning experience and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It was just brilliant.
What made it brilliant for you?
Because it was just so bonding, actually.
Yeah.
And I thought, and there was a really lovely story, and I hope, I won't say her name, but I'm sure she's fine with me talking about it, because I've talked about it before, and it was fine that time. A woman, so Strut was talking about the classes and how women get very emotional in these classes. And so the initial premise is that we're walking in stilettos and how to do that. But it's not that. It's how to embrace your sexuality and how to own everything you want to own, not materially or materialistically, although that could be some part of it, but just to, you know, own you and be proud of the space you're taking up. And Storm was saying, oh, some people get emotional, some women cry. And I was like, God, that's really interesting. And then, lo and behold, there was a woman crying.
Yeah.
So I went over and I said sensitively, I said, listen, you know, I am here, I am doing it as a feature. I said, you don't have to talk to me about it. I said, but I'm really intrigued, why are you so upset? And she said, told me this amazing story that she was a teacher and was attacked by a pupil and ended up in a wheelchair for years, like years, and had heard about Strut on the podcast on Good Sex Bad Sex, actually.
Because you did that when I was in Berlin, right?
Yeah. Heard about that, and just thought, I really want to try this. And she, say 3 months before the class, had finally got out of a wheelchair. She'd been in a wheelchair that long, Nick, and when she came to the class, it was the first time she'd walked without a stick, and she put heels on and she strutted. And she was so emotional. She just, I feel like I'm me again after
Wow,
years.
what a moment.
And it was honestly beautiful, and she was amazing, and I thought what you were doing was amazing, and that's why we want you to get involved. So we're going to play a brilliant song, and then we're going to talk more about what Storm does in terms of the How to Strut classes, and then there's Street Strut, which we have some Randy Crawford, but we haven't. And then we'll talk about much more. So next now is Joyce Sims and Come Into My Life. Oh, hi everyone, it's me again. I've got a jingle. Have you got a jingle?
No, I don't have a jingle.
Do you want a jingle?
I definitely do. How can I not?
Well, tell me about Street Strut.
Okay, so as you know, I have the Madam Storm Strut Masterclass, and it's been going for over a year now.
Yeah.
And I felt to myself, what can I do to take my ladies to the next level of confidence? Because I've always heard about people going into seminars and going to talks and going to classes, and they get stuck in continuing to go to these seminars and continue to read these books and continue to go on these courses.
And the point is, get something that works.
Yeah, so as a coach, I really wanted to give women the correct tools to implement it in their lives. I've received plenty of testimonials to know that it does work and people are implementing it in their lives, but I wanted it to just make it more impactful. So I thought, okay, how about after we've done our 6 struts, I then take them outside. So straight away, they link how they felt inside, outside. And that's where Street Strut came from.
I've seen some amazing photos of you kind of along the Thames, like the embankment.
Oh, it's brilliant, because imagine, you know, these women, some of them wouldn't dare wear what they've worn to a Strut Masterclass.
Yeah.
They're feeling empowered.
Yeah.
They've been strutting for 3 hours. You know, we're doing our mirror work, our affirmations.
Latitudes? Leotards. I don't know what happened in my head.
Thigh-high boots. You know, they're feeling empowered and they're feeling sexy. But I didn't want my women to only feel this way when they're in a class, because then the class then becomes their safety net. I wanted them to grow further beyond my class. So by taking them out to the streets and doing the power strut and doing the affirmations, it takes it to the next level. My favourite affirmation is, you know, what other people think of you is none of your business. And I put that to the test. So imagine walking down, you know, the Thames, and people are looking at you, and there's like 25 women, and we're strutting down, and I've got my microphone, and I'm like, I am here, and I've got 25 women going, I am here. And, you know, people are looking, and I say, what other people think of you is what? And everyone goes, none of your business. I was absolutely fantastic, you know, and we get passers-by cheering us on, taking pictures, and it really is fantastic. It really is.
What's your favourite testimonial? Not, I know you can't say one, but
Oh
you
God,
must have had some that have been really, yes.
all of them. Honestly, every single one of them. I've had lots of women who come to my shop masterclass who have unfortunately had or have cancer. I've had some ladies who are actually going through their chemo who came to my shop masterclass, and it was her friend who bought her ticket. And you know, she messaged me, she was like, I'm not too sure if I should bring her. And I said, listen, you keep in contact with me, keep talking with me, let me know how she's feeling, let me know any of your concerns. And I think because we bonded through WhatsApp, and I made sure that I was giving her information about the strut class, I said to her, listen, even if she doesn't participate, just being in the room with other females, cheering her on, is going to make her feel so much better.
Yeah.
And she came and she strutted through the whole class. She didn't sit down not once. She's left me an amazing testimonial. You know, the listeners can listen to it on my website. I've had another lady who she got her breast removed from it, so she didn't feel like a woman, which I can totally understand.
Yeah.
And so she came to my strut masterclass because she wanted to feel sexy again. She wanted to feel empowered, and she told me, she goes, listen, I've never looked in the mirror. Since this operation, I've never looked in the mirror. Then the other day she messaged me, she goes, Madam Storm, look what I've got. And she WhatsApped me a picture of a full-length mirror. And in that moment I was like, this is why I do what I do. So there isn't a favourite testimonial because every single one of them is absolutely amazing. And my women are always saying to me, Madam Storm, you inspire me. But what they don't know is that they empower me so much. I can have like a bad day, and then I get a DM and it's, Madam Storm, I got that new job. Or they're sending me videos of them strutting down the street. You know, women who are telling me that they've never owned mirrors before. I can't believe how many women have told me that they didn't have a mirror in the house.
I haven't got a mirror.
Oh my God, you see what how do you get ready?
I just asked the little YTS boys, like, how do I look? Did I age myself? I just go, boys, looking good? Oh no. No, I need to get a mirror.
You need to.
You're so excited. This is so exciting. We're so excited to have you on board. We're going to,
Oh, thank you.
and this is an exciting new moment for BBC Soho as well at the new studio. We're going to have the first time we've had a live track played. It's going to be perfect.
Yes.
Apart from you, what else is going on empowerment-wise that you'd like to share?
Gosh, there's quite a lot of stuff that I do in terms of coaching. So I offer one-to-one coaching. I've also got my art seduction program. Yes, which is very popular. Absolutely love it. It's a private session for 3 hours, just one-to-one. And I teach the lady the art of seduction. So I teach them how to flirt, how to seduce, teach them about tonality, language, yes, how to move their bodies, how to be sexual. A lot of ladies who come to me are either in a relationship, they want to spice up the relationship, or it's women that want to learn how to communicate their desires in a relationship. And it opened up my eyes as well, because even though I knew there was a need for this, because of my experience working as a dom, it was questions like, okay, how do I tell my partner to change positions? Or how do I tell this guy that I'm dating that, you know, I don't want to give you fellatio? You know, how do I tell this guy...
Is that the first time you used the word fellatio?
No, but I mean, I wasn't quite sure if I could say it or not. So it was a bit of a hesitation. I was like, because I was on the flow. You know when I'm on the flow, and you know because of the language that I use, right? Yeah, you broke my flow. So I was like, wait, can I say that?
Fellatio this.
Fellatio, John. It sounds quite nice,
nice.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, honey.
I went out with a boy called fellatio. I didn't.
No, you did not. Could you imagine? So yeah, my art seduction program is really successful because it really helps women understand where their block is. Because sex is supposed to be enjoyable. You know, you're supposed to have fun. You're supposed to be satisfied. It's not just about your partner being satisfied. Both people deserve to be satisfied. So that's a great program for anyone who really wants to fall in love with themselves, like all of my programs, but this one is tailored to looking at your body in a sensual way, looking at how to flirt, the sort of language that you would use, etc. Then I have my new fabulous mistress training, which I am getting inundated with messages from women who are like, how do I sign up?
To become a mistress as in a dom, or to become the other woman?
No, to become a professional dominatrix.
Wow.
And in two cents, you can either become a professional dominatrix, or you may just want to be a mistress in the bedroom. So they come to a dungeon that I use, and I have my real life pet with me. So you actually get to train on a real pet. You get to command him. You know, I train you on the pet. I train you how to flog, how to do candle wax play, tie and tease, corporal punishment.
What's
foot
your
fetish.
insurance like?
My insurance?
Are we insured?
I am fully insured.
Would I be insured if I came to you?
Of course,
Okay.
definitely. Because remember, I am a qualified therapist. Throw it out there. You know, I am totally qualified. So yeah, everything is very safe, except for when BB comes. It's
There's
just
a
always.
dungeon. You just keep saying the word dungeon so casually.
Yeah, because
You say dungeon like I say co-op.
yeah, no, this is true. This is so true. And sometimes it doesn't make people giggle and throw them off course a bit, because they'll be like, oh, you know, where are you going? Oh, I'm just going to the dungeon. See ya.
So Boots the chemist.
yeah.
You finished in the dungeon yet? Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
no, I've just been another 10 minutes.
Does
Yeah,
your
yeah,
dungeon, do you, so you know, because I work from home, so I'm allowed to, so Mr. Taxman will let me claim X amount of all the utilities and rent because I work from home, it's my office. Can you claim your dungeon?
Oh yeah, because it's an expense. And my lube, I always throw that in there.
Are you a fan of the flavoured lube?
No. I don't really know what that's about. If you need something flavoured, just put a bit of whipped cream on there. Always does the job.
Right, we're going to have some Amy Winehouse and we're going to think about what
On
you
that Here it is.
said. Now featuring Naz, Like Smoke. I love, Amy.
Yeah.
Did you meet Amy Winehouse?
She went to the Brit School and I went to the Brit School.
Oh, at the same time?
No, I think I'm older than she is. How old is Amy Winehouse?
She was 27.
Well, she's
No,
27 when
she's
she
younger.
died, so
Yeah.
and that was 5 years ago
No,
now.
she's
wasn't it?
younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
But do you know who I did meet? Leona Lewis.
Oh, I love that. What was that song? Bleed something.
Bleeding Love.
Bleeding love.
Yeah.
Bleeding love.
Yeah.
Why are you doing a face?
What face?
You're doing a face.
I'm not.
Storm.
It's
that's
my
a face.
listen. It's my listening face.
Well, I'm not sure. Right?
I have many faces, okay?
What's
I have
your-
got them down to fine art.
My face gives me away too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't hide shit.
I used to get in so much trouble. Because I may not say nothing, but my face would tell you that I am serving you right now, honey.
This is why BB's on the radio. It's a lot easier.
Oh, should we tell Storm about the time you rang me up to tell me I was fat?
No.
Yeah. What would a
It's,
domination? What would an
not rising
empowerment
to
coach
that.
reply? Tell Storm.
Well, if that had happened,
Yeah.
then that would be very different, but that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
I don't believe it happened.
No.
No.
Why are you taking his side?
Because I mean, look at him.
I was telling her about the keto diet, which is completely different from me suggesting
Rang
that
me
she
up.
was fat.
I went, oi, chubby.
So did you suggest this diet to BB?
I was saying that I was doing it, and I felt good.
Ah,
And
see,
it's-
that's
and
different.
it
That's
may be of
different. Don't start,
interest
Storm.
to you.
Okay.
I said it may be of interest to you.
I'm on your side, darling. Don't worry.
Jesus bloody Christ. Did you ever meet Jesus?
I haven't met her. No.
Tell me about your next event.
So the next Strut Masterclass is on the 6th of July.
Mhm.
It's going to be in London. It's on a Saturday, 4 to 7. It's going to be absolutely amazing as always. I can't wait to meet my new strutters. I've got some new stuff that I'll be introducing. You know, I like to always keep it new and fresh. But some women have come to my Strut Masterclass like 3 times, and each time they come, it's always a new experience.
Okay, yeah.
Because for me, even though the struts are the same, it's always going to be different because I'm feeding off a different energy. So it's an amazing class. You know, it's for women who not only want to feel confident, but for women who may feel already confident, but they want to have a nice confidence boost. So they want to meet new friends, have fun, or just do something different on a Saturday. Do you know what I mean? Like,
even that.
yeah,
Just
even
mix it
that.
up.
Yeah.
You'll like this bit. Producer Nick,
Yes.
you know I like to give our listeners some take home. What have you learned from today's show?
Oh, that I would love to be able to play the keyboards, and that I should learn to strut.
Yes.
Did you men?
Well,
I don't mean
yeah.
do can men? Oh,
Do I teach men?
Yes.
The only time I teach men is in my arts induction programs. With they bring their partner that is a guy, then I will coach him. But I have done a couple of private strut masterclasses because people do hire me for like hen parties, birthday parties, and corporate functions. And believe it or not, the men get involved and they absolutely love it. I tell you,
I believe that in every word. Is there a lot in
literally,
there?
because I thought really that men wouldn't want to be like, yeah, I am here, I'm sexy. But I linked up with Meetup, you know, the Meetup organisation, and they booked me to do a strut in Devonshire Square, which was super, super cool. And we had mirrors and we had all these women. And then all these men started joining in and they were going, I am sexy. I was like, yes, you are.
I would have loved
Fabulous,
that.
fabulous.
I need to say goodbye and thank my guests. Yeah, next week we get a jingle too. It's crying out loud. Thank you, Kim Ismay. Kim stars in Wicked from Monday the 22nd of July at the Apollo Victoria. For updates on this and all her fabulous projects, visit kimismay.com and follow her on Twitter and Insta at Kim Ismay. Thank you, Findia Scooter. Yes, that was so brilliant. That was our first live music in here. We're going to have it every week producing it because I loved it. Speech is out now. For more info on all Findia's exciting projects, follow her on Twitter at Findia Scooter. And you're everywhere else, aren't you?
Yeah, everywhere.
And thank you, Madam Storm.
Thank you.
For updates on everything Storm, follow her on Twitter at I am Madam Storm and visit teachmestorm.co.uk. And Storm will be back here with us in a few weeks, with more empowering stuff. And most of all, thank you for listening. Thank you, producer Nick. That's it from me, BB Lynch. Until next time, stay tuned to your wonderful Soho Radio. And I'll leave you with Detroit Spinners and It's a Shame. I think they're talking about me, the cheeky kids.
Oh, I love you, BB.